guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today in the Ask SSM video series, got an email from a subscriber. This guy's probably in his 20s. I don't think he's that old. And he's writing and asking my advice about a situation he has. As it turns out, his mom is trying to fix him up with the daughter of some of her friends. And obviously this guy has issues with this. Number one, his mom's trying to fix him up with somebody. That's just one issue in and itself. And two, this girl, while having some qualities he likes, she also has some red flags, and that's obviously an issue. But another one is that he seriously doubts that about her V card. In other words, that she is not a virgin. And I thought it'd be a good one to go over here, guys, just to give her a refresh here and a dose of reality to our guy here about number one. Good luck trying to find a girl in the Western world that has her V card in the 2020s. A little dose of reality there. As well as, you know, the whole having your mom fix it with somebody and taking advice about women from mom. Bad idea. And of course, red flags. So I'm going to go through this, let you guys hear what he has to say. And in the comment section, you can chime in with me whether you think he should give this girl a shot or no, bad idea. It says here, hello SSM. Thank you for taking the time to read my email. I'd like your opinion on a subject matter. For context, my dad invited his friend over to our house for a visit. When my dad's friend came to visit, the friend brought his wife and his daughter with him. That's when I saw and greeted his daughter, the woman in question. For anonymity's sake, we will call her Rose. While getting to know Rose a bit, I found the following. And he says he lists this as he has a green flag section as in positive things, and he has the red flag section as negative things. Under green flags, number one, she's Asian. Okay, like either you yourself are Asian and want an Asian woman, or you just like Asian chicks. Number two, she's in her early 20s. Number three, she has a good relationship with her parents. Number four, she has long natural black hair and extends to her shoulders. And number five, she's more quiet than she is loud. Okay, these are all positive things, but then again, that's just how she's behaving around her parents. How do you know what she's like when she's not with her parents? Now the red flags, the fun part. She has tattoos that covers both of her forearms. Out. Goodbye. That ain't girlfriend material. I don't care anything you fucking say. You could hook up with that chick. That ain't girlfriend material. She has a black nose ring on one of her nostrils. Again, hookups, not girlfriend material. She graduated with her bachelor's degree in Canada. Note that this is not gender studies, liberal arts, or some other worthless degree that you can think of. So you said that's the red flag. She graduated with a bachelor's degree in Canada. Are you saying that's because she went to school in Canada? Or is it because she simply went to college and therefore she's been, you know, let's be honest, colleges, universities are more like indoctrination camps. I guess that's what you mean. Recognizing these red flags, I came to the conclusion that despite the green flag she has, she already gave herself away to one other man at a minimum. Hence, she no longer has her V card. If she's in her 20s, and she's good looking, and she has tattoos all over her arms, and she has a freaking nose ring or piercing, and there could be piercings and tattoos in other places that you have not seen yet, and went to college, yes, my friend, I think it's very unlikely that she still has held on to her V card. I'm sure that's gone bye-bye a long time ago, in spite of the fact that she appears seemingly conservative with her parents. She ain't conservative. She got tattoos on her arms and a nose ring. For all you know, she could be a raging feminist. A day after my dad's friend and his family left our home, my mom asked me if I'd date or marry Rose. Really? Date or marry? That's a big jump, Mom. I told her no and gave her my conclusion. After giving my response, my mother tried refuting my conclusion by stating that two of my female cousins have tattoos and they still had their V cards. Oh, okay, Mom. Did you do an examination of my two cousins? Are you sure about that? And by the way, there are women out there that may technically have their V cards in one part of their body, but other locations haven't had that V in a very, very long time. I'm sure you guys can catch the point what I'm trying to make here. You know, there's a loophole with a poop hole, if you will. I point out to her that just because my cousins happen to be the exception doesn't mean that Rose is also the exception. I also told her that as a collective, society in the US and Canada doesn't care about actually waiting until marriage anymore, even though I'm still one of these people who do care. Well, I'm curious. Are you yourself a virgin by choice? In other words, have you had girls throwing themselves at you, girlfriends that wanted to hook up, but by choice you wanted to wait till marriage? Or are you a virgin because no other chicks wanted you? I have to ask that question. That must be addressed, my friend. Thus, even if it's theoretically possible for Rose to still have her V card, the probability of that happening is close to zero. Practically speaking, of course. Thus, I wouldn't want to date her, let alone marry her. This is where you come in, SSM. What do you think? Do you think I came to the correct conclusion, or do you think my mom has a point? Is it possible for Rose to still have her V card? If so, what do you think is a probability? I greatly appreciate your opinion, whether it's on YouTube or a reply to this email. Again, thank you for taking the time to read this. So, where do I start? Okay, well, first of all, before I get to your main question, I'm going to address the other shit. I'll let this build up here. Okay, you like Asian girls? Great, I like Asian girls. She has long black hair? Great, I like girls with long hair. You know? What else did you like about her? That you said she's quiet and conservative. How do you know she isn't loud as fucking hell when her parents aren't around? You don't know that just being around her. She could, and given the fact that she has tattoos on her arms, forearms, there's probably tattoos in other places, the nose ring and piercing, that to me is not attractive. That's a chick you'd bang, but certainly not having a relationship with. Because usually those girls are in a certain way. Now, let me say this. I'm not saying she ain't cool. I've known very cool girls with tattoos all over the fucking place and piercings and everything, and they were generally pretty laid-back, cool girls. That's just not what I'm interested in for something serious, but that's just me. But anyhow, how do you know behind closed doors she isn't a wild hellion? How do you know she isn't a raging effeminist? You don't know that, just on one meeting with her. That way, if like you and her got along very well, and you didn't mention that, you mentioned you just talked to her, but like, did you hit it off? Did you click? Was she cool? Was she interesting? Certainly you can find out a little bit more on a first date, which is really like. But, you got to do what you want to do. And you should not be letting your mom fix you or your parents fix you up with people. Unless maybe you're, and you didn't mention this, in a culture that, that's common. I don't know. But regardless, I wouldn't be taking advice from your mom about potential prospects. Okay, that's crazy. Or let alone advice about women. And of course, if your mom has a great idea about marrying you off and everything, of course she's going to say, well, your cousins have their V cards. How does she know that? Really? And let me get on to the main issue here with your question. It seems to me that if you knew she was still a virgin, then it sounded like you'd be at least interested in giving her a shot. Well, good fucking luck in the 2020s in the West of finding a girl in her 20s who's attractive, who still has her V card. Yes, it happens, but the numbers are very low and certainly dwindling every day. Good luck there, dude. Or you could have a girl that has her V card in one location, but other parts have certainly had China and Tyrone serviced many a times. This is the fucking truth. You'd be more likely in a situation, my friend, of finding a gal who is in her 20s, who is a nice person, who has a good relationship with her family, who's not a feminist, who's not loud and obnoxious, doesn't have tattoos all over her fucking arms and piercings and everything like that. However, while she may not be a virgin, she's had, 3 boyfriends throughout high school and college that were someone that she had actual relationships with. Something serious. Not friends with benefits, not Tinder, not hookups, not the thing. Simply, she was a gal that has some level of integrity and respect for herself. But I would say she slept with a few guys that were just relationships. That's probably one of the best things you could probably expect. And in my opinion, being a realist, that ain't that bad. Okay? So if you guys out there think that you're going to find a girl that is a virgin, good luck. Okay? I'm not saying it's impossible, but you might have better luck finding the fountain of fucking youth or finding the lost city of gold than finding a girl that has all the qualities you like and also happens to be a virgin. Or if you, my friend, have had a number of ladies, a number of notches on your belt, and then you think you want to get a virgin. I mean, really? So I think, honestly, man, you'd be better off taking a dose of reality and saying, okay, maybe I'm being a bit ridiculous here and reasonable. It's your life. But go for a gal that actually, and I guess, and understandably, you got to do your homework on her, that just has all the qualities you like. It's conservative in the sense that in terms of her appearance, and she has a good personality and fun, good relationship with her family. That's key. Wants things that usually conservative, traditional girls want. But if, in fact, she has had a few boyfriends, actual relationships, of guys that she was good to and loyal to and loved, but they broke up because of different reasons, like maybe somebody moved to a different part of the country, or maybe the boyfriend didn't want to have kids and she wanted to have kids, or something, some reasonable issue, and she obviously is not a virgin, but has been with a few guys. That's reasonable. But to try to find a girl that, never hooked up ever, I mean, in the 2020s, really? And I know some guys are going to give me shit about this, but I'm being honest here. You got to be a fucking realist in today's world here. And again, to my opinion, that ain't bad. That's not the end of the world. Again, I don't know if you said you're a virgin or not. And if you are a virgin, I think you said you are a virgin. And if that's by choice, okay. I got no problem with it. That's your business. But the question is, are you a virgin because you chose that? As in you've turned down other girls and other girlfriends and maintain your values, what's important to you? Or are you a virgin because no girls are interested in you? I mean, I have to address that. So I want you to ponder this, think this whole thing over, and go from there. But even though if she does have her V card, it doesn't sound to me like she's your type anyway. And frankly, I wouldn't, that's just not, in my opinion, girlfriend material. She could be cool, good personality, fun to be around, good attitude, but just there's things they're not interested in. So you have to decide for yourself. But don't let your mom and your dad try to fix you up unless that's your culture. You didn't tell what your culture is because you just never know. It sounds like you're from the US of A, but maybe your family immigrated in the last generation and they still brought some of their culture over here, because there are cultures in the world where mom and dad fix the children up with people, and it's not impossible. So that's what I think. But obviously she's not for you, but just try to be a little more realistic here in the US of A, in today's world. Again, it's not impossible to find a girl who's a virgin, has always good qualities, but you could be looking a long fucking time, my friend. Again, you may be like, it might be easier to find the fountain of youth than trying to find that, the fountain of virginity. So guys, comment away. I know some of you are going to disagree with me. That's nothing unusual. That's fine. But let this guy know what you think about this with regards to that particular girl, his mom, and of course, the whole trying to find a girl that's a virgin thing. I want to hear what you have to say. Alright guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below I said that part. If you like the video, share with your friends and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.